16. Tonight we're going to talk about detoxing, and I've got Clayton Thomas coming on. He's the president of the Personalized Healthcare System, and he's really brilliant about detoxing. We're going to go over the radiation levels this week, and if we have time, we're going to go through the 40 outrageous facts people don't know, and whatever else we can fit in, and throw in a curse removal the second hour, and maybe do a little light circle to get some energy work in. While we're waiting for Clayton, I don't go to doctors. I don't go to hospitals. You know, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. If you're healthy, you're okay. And usually I can get enough vitamins and minerals and whatever to shift whatever's wrong with me. But I've got to go in for surgery in a couple of months. So to do that, they make you get a physical. So I went to the hospital, and of course they give me all these paperwork to fill out. And I have to say, I'm on the poor people's plan, okay? I'm proud to say, which means I don't actually pay for health care here in Hawaii. I love it. So part of this paperwork, and oh my God, do you ever go through this paperwork? And they get you to sign stuff, and do you actually just sign it, or do you read it? Because if you don't read this stuff, you really have to. Oh man, it's like girlfriend said, boy, she wishes she was a little mouse when she goes back in with me and they see what I've done with this paperwork. But let me read this part of you. Okay, so to consent to medical services, it puts in here, I understand that the practice of medicine and surgery is not an exact science, and that diagnosis and treatment may involve risk of injury or even death. Well, I don't know about you all, but that one doesn't work for me, and I'm not going to let them just get out of whatever they're doing. I mean, first off, I'm just going for a physical. So I kind of circled that one, and I wrote on the side, not acceptable. If you're going to give me prescriptions that have all these negative side effects, do you think I'm going to let you off the hook? Because first, I'm not taking them anyway. But, oh, come on. Okay, so now they get into financial agreement. And now, first off, I'm not going to the doctor unless my health care plan pays for it. So they've got in here, I accept financial responsibility for all services. And it's like, no, I don't. And I just put underneath, my bills go to the health care program. Now then they get to release of information, and this is a fun one too. And of course, I put at the bottom, you cannot use me or my info in any advertising, nor sell my name as a list to anyone. Why not? And then at the end, I love this the best. It says, I hereby certify that I have read and understand the conditions of registration, and that I have signed below knowingly, freely, and voluntarily. Really? Really? So what I wrote on here was, I have corrected what I disagree on. If I don't sign, I do not get health care. Duh. So, well, we'll see what they do with that, but I'm not going to allow anybody or sign off on anybody, any doctor, who's not going to accept responsibility for any injury or even killing me. No. That doesn't work well in my life. These guys are nuts. Anyway, well, I'll let you know how it goes later on as it unfolds. So let's talk about the radiation level this week. And of course, I'm talking from Fukushima, and then there was some kind of nuclear accident that happened in the upper Midwest in the United States that nobody's talking about, that upped the radiation levels. So we're going to start, and there's over 33 cities in the United States that have radiation levels over 1,000 CPMs. And for those of you that haven't listened to my program, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, normal radiation is 5 to 20 CPMs. Anything over 20, you're screwed. We're screwed. It's bad. All right, so now there's 33 cities over 1,000 CPMs. Okay, so I'm not going to rub that in. All right, so let's start off with the highest. So Billings, Montana. I got some good news and some bad news for you. The good news, Billings, Montana, is that your radiation level went down just a little bit. However, you are still number one on the list at 2,217 CPMs. And the information I'm going to give you is always lower than what I'm giving you, because it doesn't include all the the neutron and X-ray and the alpha and the beta counts. So these are partial counts, but still pretty bad no matter how you look at it. All right, so why don't I just say all the cities that are over 1,000, and if that makes you feel better, it's going to be easier for me, okay? Because if you're over 1,000, what difference does it make if it's 1,624 or if it's 1,005? It's over 1,000. So here we go. Omaha, Nebraska; Pierre, South Dakota; Kansas City, Kansas; Champaign, Illinois; Worcester, Massachusetts; Harrisburg, Virginia; Tulsa, Oklahoma; Portland; Miami, Florida; Mason City, Alabama; Navajo Lake, New Mexico; San Diego, California; La Crosse, Wisconsin; Little Rock, Arkansas; Charleston, West Virginia; Denver, Colorado; Spokane, Washington; Kearney, Nebraska; Rapid City, South Dakota; Baltimore, Massachusetts; Fresno, California; Bakersfield, California; Bismarck, North Dakota; Tucson, Arizona; Richmond, Virginia; Concord, New Hampshire; Hartford, Connecticut; Wichita, Kansas; Phoenix, Arizona; Virginia Beach, Virginia; Atlanta, Georgia; Pittsburgh. And for some reason, Washington is low, 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 like below 300. And, if they can do it, why can't the rest of the cities do it? So whatever they're doing to protect themselves, they should be sharing that information with everybody. What do you think about, Congress, the members of Congress and the Senate, if they only earned $35,000 a year and they didn't have benefits and they didn't get a pension? Just like any average American. What do you think the government would do? How do you think they would act? I bet you they would get things done because, gosh, now they'd be relating to us, huh? Amazing. So I mentioned the radiation from Fukushima, and part of this program, we're going to be talking about how to detox from it. And there's a lot of things you can do. But first off, you've got to start talking to people about it and keeping it up in your mind's eye, in your memory, so you don't forget. And you're always vigilant, which means you're going to protect yourself, you're going to protect your families, you're going to take more vitamins, you're going to cleanse more, you're going to be more cautious when you go out in the rain, you're going to take more heart medicine, you're going to be more cautious when you fly. These are not normal times anymore. Most of all, because our government, none of the governments are talking about the nuclear disaster anymore in Japan, Fukushima. And if they don't, which I think is very criminal, you have to. Bring it up in the water coolers. Get your kids to talk about it at school, to get the teachers to talk about it. You could be saving lives by doing that. Your family, your friends, because if they remember, they too can be more cautious and they can do the cleanses and be more wary if they're going outside in the radiation a lot, that it can affect your heart and affects a lot of young kids' hearts, and people are just dropping dead. And of course, the doctors are going, duh, I don't know. It was like, come on, they're dead. The heart went, hello. but they don't want to talk about the radiation anywhere because it brings up a can of worms, doesn't it? That means they've got to give it attention. And I don't know, maybe there's a secret code out there that's just like, nobody wants to talk about what's going on from the cell phone, the radiation from your cell phones and Wi-Fis. It's all criminal, it's all hurting us, and it all adds up. So please discuss it with your neighbors. You can be saving a life or extending it. So let's talk about the 40 outrageous facts most people don't know. And hopefully Clayton will be calling in about them. All right, so first off, these are things that people really don't know. And they're totally clueless. So let's talk about the first, okay? The IRS is not a U.S. government agency. It's an agency of the IMF. Two, the IMF is an agency of the United Nations. 3, the U.S. has not had a treasury since 1921. And if you all want information on this, contact me through Facebook or my website at www.angeliteom.com. That's ANGELITEOM.com. And I'll send you a copy of this. And then you can look up all where they've looked everything up. It's all down here. All right, so let's go into number 5. The United States does not have any employees because there is no longer a United States. No more reorganizations after over 200 years of operating under bankruptcy. It's finally over. Executive Order 12803. Do not personate one of the creditors or shareholders or you will go to prison. Number 6, the FCC, CIA, FBI, NASA, and all the other alphabet gangs were never part of the United States government. Even though the U.S. government held shares of stock in the various agencies. 7, Social Security numbers are issued by the UN through the IMF. The application for a Social Security number is the SS5 form. The Department of Treasury, the IMF, issues the SS5, not the Social Security Administration. The new SS5 forms do not state who or what publishes them. The earlier SS5 forms state that they are Department of the Treasury forms. You can get a copy of the SS5 you filled out by sending form SSA-L996 to the SS administration. All right, 8, there are no judicial courts in America, and there has not been any since 1789. Judges do not enforce statutes and codes. Executive administrators enforce statutes and codes. 9, there have not been any judges in America since 1789. There have been just administrators. 10, according to the GATT, G-A-T-T, you must have a Social Security number. And this is House Report 103-826. 11, we have one world government, one world law, and a one world monetary system. 12, the UN is a one world super government. 13, no one on this planet has ever been free. This planet is a slave colony. There has always been a one world government. It's just that now it's much better organized and has changed its name as of 1945 to the United Nations. 14, New York City is defined in the federal regulations as the United Nations. Rudolph Giuliani stated on C-SPAN that New York City was the capital of the world, and he was correct. 15, Social Security is not an insurance or a contract, nor is there a trust fund. 16, your Social Security check comes directly from the IMF, which is an agency of the UN. Look at it if you receive one. It should have written on the top left, United States Treasury. 17, you own no property. Slaves can't own property. Read the deed to the property that you think is yours. You are listed as a tenant. 18, the most powerful court in America is not the United States Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. 19, the Revolutionary War was a fraud. 20, the King of England financially backed both sides of the Revolutionary War. And as history repeats itself, Prescott Bush, father of George H.W. Bush and grandfather of George W. Bush, funded both sides of World War II. And, you know, it's known that Prescott Bush was actually had all his assets taken away after World War II, and he was labeled a traitor because he supported the Nazis. And that is true history. George Bush actually said in an interview with Sarah McClendon in December 1992, Sarah, if the American people had ever known the truth about what we Bushes have done to this nation, we would be chased down in the streets and lynched. I mean, my gosh, Barbara Bush her father was Aleister Crowley, and you can't get any more darker than that. 21, you cannot use the Constitution to defend yourself because you are not a party to it. 22, America is a British colony. The United States is a corporation, not a landmass, and it existed before the Revolutionary War, and the British troops did not leave until 1796. 23, Britain is owned by the Vatican. 24, the Pope can abolish any law in the United States. And this is Elements of the Ecclesiastical Law. God, I'm so not Catholic. Volume 1, 53-54. 25, a 1040 form is for tribute paid to Britain. And this is the IRS publication 6209. 26, the Pope claims to own the entire planet through the laws of conquest and discovery. And this is the papal bulls of 1455 and 1493. 27, the Pope has ordered the genocide and enslavement of millions of people. And that's papal bulls of 1455 and 1493. And yeah, because he put that papal bull, which ordered the genocide and enslavement of millions of people, that's what allowed all those religious nuts to come into this country and kill all the indigenous Indians. Yeah, nice one, Pope. And all the Indians have asked for was to rescind it and say you're sorry. And what did the Pope do? And of course, this is kind of in character if you really kind of think about this. He went and canonized a man that put together all the missionary outposts in California, and when California was first discovered, that was responsible for the death of hundreds of thousands of Indians. not only, killing them, but destroying their language, destroying their culture. And this is who the Pope really honors and, puts up on a little pedestal and says, oh, yeah, we want to canonize you. You are awesome. Whoa. Now, if you don't get that one, that's pretty sick, okay? All righty. So what else is the Pope? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good. 28. The Pope's laws are obligatory on everyone. 29. We are slaves and own absolutely nothing, not even what we think are our children. And I think a couple of weeks ago, I read to you what was in your marriage license. And it states that you do not own your children. The state does. Because when you have a marriage license, you think it's between you and your husband to be, your wife to be, and God. Oh, gosh. Okay. Or, if you're gay, whoever your partner is. I don't feel that I let you all out, okay? But it's not. It's between you, your partner, and the state trumps. And the state looks at you now as a corporation, and that whatever you create is part of the corporation that they own, which includes your children. And they're nice enough to allow you to keep your children as long as they toe the line. And if you don't believe me, take your marriage license and go ask what it really means. And then get back to me. So 30, military dictator George Washington divided the states, in parentheses, estates, into districts. And this is Messages and Papers of the President's, Volume 1, page 99, Webster's 1828 Dictionary for Definition of Estate. Wow, interesting, huh? All right, 31. The people does not include you and me. 32. The United States government was not founded upon Christianity. And this is the Treaty of Tripoli and Stat 154. 33, it's not the duty of the police to protect you. Their job is to protect the corporation and arrest code breakers. 34, everything in the United States is for sale. Roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, water, prisons, airports. Executive Order 12803. We are human capital. Executive Order 13037. 36. The UN has financed the operations of the United States government for over 50 years and now owns every man, woman, and child in America. The UN also holds all of the land in America. Whoa. All right, 37. The good news is we don't have to fulfill our fictitious obligations. You can discharge a fictitious obligation with another's fictitious obligation. 38. The Depression and World War II were a total farce. The United States and various other companies were making loans to others all over the world during the Depression. The building of Germany's infrastructure in the 1930s, including the railroads, was financed by the United States. That way, those who call themselves kings, prime ministers, and Führer could sit back and play a game of chess using real people. Think of all the Americans, Germans who gave their lives thinking they were defending their countries, which didn't even exist. The millions of innocent people who died for nothing. Isn't it obvious why Switzerland was never involved in these fiascos? That's where the Bank of International Settlements is located. Wars were manufactured to keep your eye off the ball. You have to have an enemy to keep the illusion of government in place. 39, the United States did not declare independence from Great Britain or King George. And 40, the etymology of government means to control the mind. From Latin Greek, gubernatao, management, government. From ancient Greek, steering, guiding. To steer, to drive, to guide, to act as a pilot. To control the mind. Well, Mercury is still in retrograde until the 11th, and what that means is if it can go wrong, it will. Appointments may not come together. You might have mechanical things break down on you. Your phones may not want to work right. If you have an appointment, it may not come together. And I always say, have an appointment for the appointment that's going to fall apart, and then have a backup for that. And if that falls apart, then you just got to go with the flow and whatever, or the non-flow. It's also a time that you really have to be careful with your conversations and your words, because Mercury's in retrograde. It can get confusion can set in. You can just really misunderstand somebody very, very easily, unless you're able to, and it might even get down to explaining what that one word means, because there could be a different definition in each other's mind. So it's just a time of being extra clear. But I found Mercury in retrograde also brings in people back into my life that I've not seen for a long time. I call them the Mercury in retrograde crowd. It's also for completing things, not starting things that are new, because usually if something is started in retrograde, when it goes direct, it falls apart. And that can be a business you might want to start, or a new love affair. So just be kind of mindful, and if you can not sign that contract until after Mercury in retrograde, or really commit to that love affair, or start that new business, in another week, then wait. Trust me, life will be easier if you do. Now, you could always be a pattern interrupt, and then again, you may not be, and things can go badly. Just a heads up. Well, like I said, Mercury is in retrograde, and it looks like Clayton is late in calling, but, welcome to Life on Live Radio. So let's talk about healing, because this is supposed to be a healing show. And there's a technique that maybe you aren't aware of, because you've got to actually give your body attention to do this. And it's really not hard. But you might have to really, expand your mind and, open up to a new technique that might help you. So every part of your body has its own consciousness or its own soul. And many indigenous medicine men and women actually, understand this. So if that's the truth, then by talking to that body part that you're having that challenge in, might actually change and heal it. There is a woman who had some body challenges, and instead she thought she would try this out and get very, very quiet, and started having a heartfelt conversation with that body part. I love you, you really work well. And she really didn't have any idea what to expect. And after an hour of focused communication, her tissues began to respond, connective tissue pulled and stretched apart, layers of scar tissue, nerves fired, and calf muscles began to perform. Her she was diagnosed with reflex sympathetic dystrophy, and everything came back to life. And as I read this, it's like, I got a pretty healthy body, but every now and then something comes up as a challenge, especially when I take on somebody else's energy and I can't figure out where it comes from, and I take on that physical pain. So I started talking to the body, to that body part. And nothing, you recognize what that body part is and you want to send love into it. And I maybe only did this for, like 5 or 6 minutes before I went to sleep. And then again while I was driving. And I can honestly say I noticed a change in that body part. And why not? If most of our body is water, and if you think about how water reacts to the positive and the negative, of course our own bodies are going to do it. And every body part in our body is going to welcome the acknowledgement, so to speak. But what the hey, it's free. You can't beat the price, right? All it takes is a little bit of effort and energy on your part, and that's it. So let's go ahead and do the energy balancing and the curse removal in this part of the segment. And for those of you who have not ever done it before, it's very, very powerful. It helps clear you out. Somebody asked me today, what is a curse? Well, a curse can come from anywhere. It can be a bad thought form. It could be somebody mad at you. You're too pretty. You're successful. You're vacationing in Hawaii. It doesn't matter. People get angry over the stupidest of things. And then you've got people that actually sit down and do black magic and witchcraft. And depending on where you are in the karmic wheel is depending on how it's going to hit you. So with the curse removal energy balancing, I open up all your chakras, all your energy centers, which helps your body reconnect with the creator and energy breathe. And those are the crown chakra, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, belly button, your root, feet, hands. And then I do a curse removal. I remove all that unwanted energy that people may have put on you that doesn't serve you, and it helps clear out the path. And I want your life to be easy and filled with joy. And that's how we're going to quantum leap the world into enlightenment. All right, so for those who are going to participate, I want you to put your feet flat on the floor and put your palms up like you're going to receive. And I want you to start taking some gentle, deep breaths. And as you're doing that, I'm going to imagine each and every one of you surrounded in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in the pink flame of love. We're going to call your guides, teachers, invite them in to make this energy work as gentle, loving, and kind as we can. So as you're breathing deeply, take one more deep breath and exhale out everything that's left in your body that no longer serves you. I want you to imagine now this incredible healing energy coming down from God, coming into the top of your head, your crown chakra. Imagine it going out your third eye, your forehead. Feel it come, flow down and flow out your throat chakra. Feel it flow down even farther and feel that energy come out of your solar plexus. And feel that energy come out of your heart chakra again. And one more time out of your solar plexus. Let it flow down even farther and let it come out of your belly button chakra. And now let it flow down even farther so it comes out of your root chakra. And feel that energy flow all the way down your legs and out your feet into the earth. Let it flow down your arms and out your hands. And let it flow down your spine. So I want you to take one more deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine the crystals releasing anything dark or negative that's left in your body that no longer serves you, and imagine that energy releasing all that unwanted energy back through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. And as you're doing that, I call to Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to any energy you've taken on that's not yours, whether it's from a friend, relative, acquaintance, stranger, anybody you work with, TV set, animal, whatever the karmic reason is that created anything out of balance in your life or your body today. And as all that unwanted energy is peeled off of you gently like an onion skin, it goes through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to reptile, dinosaur energy, secret societies, organized religion, cut all ties to any oaths, vows, curses, hexes, rituals that could have been done to you or your family, going backwards and forwards, hundreds of thousands of generations, or anything you could have done consciously or unconsciously. And as all that unwanted energy too is peeled off of you gently like an onion skin, it all goes through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to any effigies that have been misused against you. And that's any elemental of yours who was used to hurt you or anyone, including anything you own. Clothes, hair, picture, your name spoken, written, just thought of, or anything you have your energy on. And as ties to all those elementals are cut, I call the violet flame through them to clean it up, the angel light energy to heal. We fill them up with love. Release all that unwanted energy back to God, and we command them to be neutral or only emit love. And now I want Michael to come forth, remove any energy implants that have been done to you or anything that could have carried over from any other lifetime because of dark magic, voodoo, or dark witchcraft. So I want the stick, pin, needle, or knife that's in your crown chakra removed from your third eye, your throat, heart, solar plexus, belly button, root, feet, hands, spine, your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hips, teeth, anywhere in your body that's out of balance. And as you feel all those pins, needles, and knives being very gently removed, imagine all those spaces immediately fill up with the violet flame to clean it up, the angel light energy to heal. We release all that unwanted energy back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to patriarchy, genocide, rape, incest, slavery, prostitution, persecution, circumcision, removing any energy overlay that's trying to manipulate you, keeping you from connecting with God, healing yourself, being really successful, fulfilling all your divine missions, and living your life in joy. And as all that unwanted energy is gently removed, that's keeping all these wonderful things from coming to you, we also send it through the violet flame back to God, and you keep filling up with more of your divine essence. So if there's anybody out there that's directing any kind of dark energy at you, whether it's through ritual, voodoo, black magic, or even just dark thoughts, we ask them to step forward in the light and stop doing it. Because if they're doing it to you, they are doing it to others. And if they choose not to, which is their free will, we ask their higher selves and their guardian angels to put them in a position of harmlessness now. We surround them in a bubble of gold and a bubble of mirror, and the mirror faces them 2 inches from their nose. And as long as they do any dark work, that energy stays contained in that bubble of mirror. And I also add the violet flame to the bubble to transmute any of their dark energy, so they have no forward movement. And the bubble of light mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until they do works of good. So I call to your higher self, and I ask your higher self to activate your divine blueprint for perfect health, the one that you came into this lifetime. And I'm going to ask that it starts manifesting in your body now. Now, I want you to allow all this energy to integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way with your cells, your atoms, your molecules, all your internal organs going all the way down into your DNA. And with every breath, feel yourself becoming very centered. Now feel the earth energy come up. And as it comes up through the bottom of your feet and flows up your legs, you're going to feel yourself just center a little bit and pull back in body. And as you center and you ground, you become very clear-headed. Answers come easy to you. You see clearly. And you're very calm. So that's all the grounding I'm going to do right now. because we're going to do a little bit of energy work in the second half of the program. So, why ground if you're going to get high again, right? For those of you that aren't going to participate in the light circle in the second half of the show, then you want to get some hematite and ground a little bit more. And if you don't have hematite, which is a rock, then go out and put your hands on a tree and send all your excess energy into the tree. And then ask the tree to send you energy back, and you're going to ground. And it's really important that you don't go around spacey. No, we're not talking about a pot high. That's something totally different, okay? I'm talking about an energy high. And when I put you in this very high state of energy, and it's amplified by all the people listening, you can get really high and spacey. And if you trip and fall, then it's kind of on my karma. So this way I'm trying to be mellow, and so I don't, get stuck with any karma for doing this on the radio. So I appreciate it. Ground, ground, ground. Wow, I had a brain bubble right then. So if you have time and, you really like the light circles, tell some of your friends, ask them to join us, because the more people that join in, the more powerful the light circle is. And, the name of the radio show is called Quantum Leaping, the Quantum Leap Light Unite show. And it is about quantum leaping the world into divine enlightenment, which to me is why, why are we here? We're here for a lot of things, but, if we don't pop the world into enlightenment, we're not going to have a world left. And what does that mean, an enlightenment movement? Well, to me, it's about family and earth and abundance. Family, it's caring about each other. It doesn't matter what race you are. There's cooperation, and you're giving others an uplifting hand because you know better. You're connected to Source. You're an awakened spiritual being. It's about the earth and thriving in a transformed, clean, pristine world. And once again, when you have people that are enlightened and they're connected to the Source, they know better than to hurt or harm the planet. And they take care of her. You're conscious. And enlightenment means abundance to me. No one lacks for anything. And you share with those who are in need. Yeah, that's what I love about Hawaii. You've got, well, at least with my friends, if you've got something laying around and you find that somebody is in need and you don't need that, you're not using it, you just give it to them. You pass it on. And nobody's thinking about anything in return, but it's really lovely when you have what I call a mutually beneficial relationship is, when you help each other. You give, they give back. You give, they give back. Now, to me, that's a friendship. And it's not expecting anything. I'm going to do this for you. And if, I'm saying, and that means, 2 days down the road that you're going to be doing something for me. No, you don't even look at their relationship that way. Not when you care about that person. And when that person says, God, I need help, you just don't go, oh, God, can you just put this into my schedule 2 days from now? Because I really don't have time to do it. No, you understand that they're in help and they need help and they're asking for it. And if they really weren't in need, they wouldn't be asking for it, would they? And you got to drop what you're doing and go and help. And that's a friend. And what's really awesome when it's mutually beneficial relationship, they do it back. I mean, how cool. So think about that, and think about giving and being kinder. And again, we're going into winter and there's a lot of people out there that need things, need blankets and warmer clothes. Go through your closet. What have you not worn in a while? Get rid of it. I have this thing, if I don't wear it within 9 months, I get rid of it. I pass it on to a friend. And that's fun. Anyway, Okay. Well, you see, Mercury's in retrograde. I was really counting on my friend being on. Clayton is in Pacific time, I think, but I told him what the correct time was, so I can't blame that on but things happen. Mercury's in retrograde. Three things, if it doesn't work out, you just have to learn to go with the roll or the non-flow, like I said. So, this is Revolution Radio, and it is listener sponsored, and we really, really, really are in need of donations this month. Some of the equipment is broken down and is needed to be replaced. And if it's not for you guys helping us, we're not online. We're not there. You're not going to hear us. So any $50 donation, and you put on their Silver Rush and include your name, will receive a 1-ounce bar of silver. And you have to mention that you got to put your postal address down there, details in the notes. Any $75 donation received during the live show that says ball cap, includes your name, will receive a Revolution Radio ball cap. Let's see. And I'm sorry, guys, but this only applies to U.S. donors only. And they also have seeds, and then you can buy our old shows too. So, or you can just donate. Everything really helps. It all adds up. And I always say, if you are in a financial bind, one of the ways to get everything flowing really well is to donate. And you're making space for the Creator to bring in abundance into your life. And speaking of abundance, Brasso's doing online gazings again on the computer. And for me, I really try to catch him when he's doing free gazings. And Brasso's a Croatian healer, and all he does is stare at you for 5 minutes. But many wonderful things have happened to me and a lot of my friends that have actually experienced Brasso. So I like to turn as many people on to him as I can. Because it's free. And, what he does is opens up your energy field to new possibilities. And you kind of draw to you your wishes, your hopes, your dreams. It's really magical. It's really fun. So I like to think that, when I talk about Brasso and I share him and, people investigate, it's like I'm giving you a Christmas present, but I don't know what I'm giving you until you get it because it's designed just for you. So check them out. You can go online at www.brasso.me. And he starts at 5 o'clock in the morning Hawaii time. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 11 o'clock Eastern time. And he does 7 gazings, and he's going to be doing it tomorrow and Wednesday. Well, tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday and Thursday. So if you can, clip them in. It's like I said, it's a free energy shift, and it's really some lovely things you can experience. Well, you just don't ever know when those commercials are going to come on, do you, Liz?
No, I do not. I go by the clock, and the clock says 10:55.
I know. It's like, oh my God, I got one more minute to fill in. Wait. It's more than a minute. Oh my God.
I know. I'm like, okay, anytime now,
See,
anytime.
well, thank you. So at least I can have a communication and we can fill in time. What can I say?
Uh,
It's not
the
dead
comment,
air.
the comment that I made about silver bars cheaper than a baseball cap, it actually is cheaper for us to provide a silver bar than a baseball cap. They cost more than the silver bar.
Amazing. All right, we'll be back. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. This is hour 2. If you want more information on me, you can go to my website at www.angeliteom.com, ANGELITEOM.com. And I actually have my curse removal you can download for free. Look under free healing. I have a couple books, and I have these awesome Angelite tools that really make you feel good, and they glow in the dark, and they're very, very affordable. And they last like 100 years as long as some kid doesn't come along and take the tool and throw it in the cement. How's that for a commercial, huh? You can also find me on Facebook. I'm on Google+, YouTube. My awesome son, Andrew Wiltsey, thank you very much. You are putting my shows up on YouTube, and I really appreciate it. So there's a lot of ways you can keep doing the light work if you are into the light work, and which is really important, especially for group energy work. And before we get to that, because this was supposed to be a healing show and it's kind of gone all over the place, let's talk about what you can actually do to cleanse and purify yourself a little bit from the radiation and just life, okay? So I'm just going to give you some really nice cleansing ideas, and use them or not, put them on the back shelf, write them down, check them out. All right, so lemon and baking soda, which is really easy and something you can get out of your grocery store. And numerous studies have proven the anti-cancer properties of lemon. And it also provides other benefits, including its strong power in treating cysts and tumors. And when you add baking soda, it makes it even more powerful because baking soda helps bring your pH to normal level. So lemon also has potent God, I can't even speak these big words tonight. Antimicrobial effect in treating bacterial and fungal infections. And it's also effective in the fight against internal parasites, and it regulates the blood pressure. So lemon is beneficial for the nervous system as well. And it's a powerful antidepressant, reducing stress and calming the nerves. So now here's 10 foods to naturally protect yourself from Fukushima radiation. And there's a lot more out there. So these are just suggestions, okay? So now many experts, of course, are urging people to stop eating sea life from the Pacific. I really cut it down. I mean, it's full of radiation. We've got to be very careful what we eat nowadays. Dairy and meat, the higher in the food chain, the higher the concentration of radioactive materials may be. Now, the dairy products in particular may be the most contaminated item because the living creature has eaten the contaminated grass, other foods, and water from contaminated rain that forms from the Pacific and atmosphere's particles. That gives you warm fuzzies, huh? So the radiation from which is stored in its body is passed on to whoever eats it. Now, after the Chernobyl disaster, there were numerous cases of children becoming severely ill from drinking cow's milk. So here's some products to choose. Citrus pectin or apple pectin. They've been known to bind and remove radioactive materials such as cesium-137 from the body. Spirulina and chlorella have been both known to reduce significantly or even remove radioactive materials in people who were contaminated by the Chernobyl fallout. However, you really got to be careful that the super green algae superfood is not from Japan or the nearby waters, okay? So seaweed and green and black teas. have been known to neutralize radioactive isotopes in the body and contains a high amount of protective natural iodine that would definitely protect the thyroid. Many people are claiming that the seaweed from Ireland is the safest. I would really be very careful on California seaweed and, of course, Japan. And God, it really, really would be nice to have a Geiger counter so you can actually go to the store and see what foods were really hot. Okay, foods high in carotenes like vitamin C and E are natural protectors against radiation-induced carcinogenesis. And this includes carrots, sweet peas, beets, winter squash, kale, collard greens, chard, and spinach. Now, you can also, the entire cabbage family is good. It's high in caffeic acid, which may protect your blood lymphs against gamma radiation-induced cellular damage. And this includes broccoli, cauliflower, arugula, bok choy, radishes, mustard greens. So herbs high in selenium can protect against DNA damage. This is nettles, burdock root, catnip, and ginseng. So you also have members of the legume family, lentils, red clover, can also assist with DNA repair. Miso soup has been shown to be very protective as it contains a kind of acid and help discharge radiation from the body. Rosemary as well helps rid the brain of free radicals. Reishi mushrooms, known in traditional Chinese medicine as ling shi, have also been noted to increase the white blood cells and increase the overall immune protection of the body, even combating cancer. The recommended method is slicing the dried mushroom and simmering for 3 hours, drinking the concentrated tea. Cilantro removes heavy metals from the body, especially when combined with the chlorella, and milk thistle is another herb that supports the liver in removing toxins. Bentonite clay has been touted as doing the same through binding and removing the foreign substances. And bentonite clay you can either take it internally or use it as a really good skin cleanser. So despite radiation worries, coconut water is also really nice. It's high in potassium and it makes you more relaxed. So now coconut oil is really very, very cleansing also. It's anti-parasitic, it's antifungal, it's cancer fighting, and really, it's great for internal or external use. So if you've got mold and fungus in your body, you drink 3 to 4 tablespoons of coconut oil throughout the day. And if you are anorexic, you'll take 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And what this is going to do is get your appetite up. So, if you want to lose weight, 3 to 4 tablespoons and not under that. And really, for those of you that know coconut oil at 76 degrees becomes solid lard, okay? And melt it. And why am I bringing this up? Because I've had many people come to me and I tell them about the coconut oil, and then they come back and they put their head between their legs and they say they couldn't do it. And I just said, you didn't melt the coconut, did you? And they said, no. And I go, you're eating lard, coconut lard, ooh. So melt it, okay? Not a big deal. Apple cider vinegar is also for healing body fungus internally and externally. And if you got feet fungus, nail fungus, all you do is take the vinegar and just pour it on your feet After you shower, don't rinse, and you'll be amazed at how it starts clearing up the fungus. Now, a really, really good cleanse that I do all the time is in the bathtub, is you put about a pound and a half of salt in it. And I use cheap salt. You can use any kind of salt that makes you happy. You put the salt in and you put a box of baking soda in and a pint to a quart of hydrogen peroxide. The salt and the baking soda helps pull out toxins, helps neutralize some of the radiation, and helps pull out the aluminum out of your body that's being dumped on us from the chemtrails. The hydrogen peroxide is free oxygen therapy, and it's putting oxygen back into your body, and it's an awesome cleanse. Now, there's times when just throughout the day I'm not feeling well or something has happened that's a little traumatic. I will get Rescue Remedy and I'll put that in the bathtub. Rescue Remedy is a homeopathy remedy, and it helps you release trauma out of your body much quicker. And all you do is put a couple drops in water and you can sip the water all day. Now, I don't like alcohol and I don't drink alcohol, so I put it in my bath water. And so my body absorbs it that way, and it works just as well. Angel Light is awesome. Oh my God, what a tool. I've had Angel Light's a stone from South America, and I've had it get rid of burns and bruises overnight and heal cancers and tumors and cysts. And when I broke my little finger, I made myself a splint out of Band-Aids and Angel Light, and I healed it in 3.5 weeks, which is nothing for a broken bone when you're in your 50s or any time. It's a mineral, so you can put a piece in water and it'll slowly dissolve. And if you drink the water, your bones will get stronger, your hair will get thicker and grow because we're missing minerals. And then I also make some incredible healing tools from the Angel Light, that's pain and stress release. So if you've got parasites, which, you know, we all do, we're the hostesses with the mostesses normally, and it's very easy to pick up parasites. Oh my God, you know, go kiss a puppy or have a puppy lick your face that has worms and you got it, or a puppy that licks the baby and the baby kisses you, right? And then you got parasites. They transfer that stuff. Go walk barefoot outside. You know, there's so many parasites. Go eat in an unclean restaurant. You can go on and on. So, you know, it's not like God is, eat sushi. Oh, yeah. Number one way to get parasites, eat uncooked fish. Now, you can eat sushi as long as you cook it. You don't cook it, you got parasites, guaranteed. Anybody who eats sushi, I don't care what color you are, you could be purple, and you're going to get parasites. So now how do you get rid of it? And you've got to do this around the full moon because parasites are full moon creatures. Castor oil, a couple tablespoons a day for 3 days around the full moon. And you might have to do it again the next month. And I would really suggest that you do this like twice a year because, you know, they tell us to worm our dogs twice a year. They've got animal bodies. We got animal bodies. It wouldn't hurt. All right, so that's enough of the healing modalities. Let's do a little quick light work. So put your feet flat on the floor, and we're going to do some energy work for the earth and some little DNA repair for ourselves, and maybe give the reptilians that are raping our natural resources some attention. So as you put your feet flat on the ground and you're sitting in a chair, sit straight up. Put your hands up like you're going to receive and start breathing deeply. And I want you to feel yourself reconnect to the Creator and feel all this high energy come pouring into your body. Imagine yourself in this huge circle with a big Earthkeeper crystal, my Earthkeeper crystal in the center to amplify what we do. So as you're reconnecting to the Creator and all this high energy is flowing into your body, I want you to let it flow down your arms and out your hands. And we're going to create this big bubble of light in the center. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in, and we're going to ask, call the higher selves of everyone on the planet, all life forms, and ask for permission to do the work for them. So we call to everyone's higher selves and ask that their higher selves now allows all strands of everyone's DNA to reconnect and realign with the divine with such a high healing energy that will keep anything from affecting the DNA and mutating it for any reason. See all strands of everyone's DNA reconnect to the Creator, allowing the DNA to keep its proper divine shape, healthy and functioning. See all dark veils that are around our strands being cleansed by the violet flame, and everyone reawakening to their divinity and spiritual connection to the divine. Let us direct this high energy to all fetuses, human, reptilian, mammal, fish, and birds, all life forms being carried in the mother's womb. As this high DNA healing is directed toward the fetuses, we see them performing perfect and healthy. As our DNA strands are being healed, we become healthier. All our spiritual psychic abilities are opened and are enhanced, with everyone integrating their abilities in a gentle, kind way. Everyone is excited at their newfound gifts, using them joyfully in service for the planet and all living on her. People also using their new gifts to heal themselves, the elementals, taking divine creation to new heights. See anyone and everyone in Japan and everywhere on the planet who is now being affected by any kind of unnatural excessive radiation being sent an extra veil of light to protect their bodies. See their DNA reconnecting to the Creator and sent mass doses of healing energy that will help correct any possible DNA altering. Let this be a gentle, kind experience. As everyone awakens, they realize that they can create heaven on earth, being given answers for all challenges on the planet, from neutralizing radiation on the planet. For God does not give us a challenge without giving us the answers to solve it. To healing the waters, air, ozone, you name it, divine creation working through us will heal it. As our DNA is reconnected to the divine, it also cuts all ties to anyone who has tried to genetically alter all life forms in any way, including all genetically modified food. See all our food supply whose DNA has been altered in any way, also reconnecting back to the divine and being filled with such a high healing divine energy that all life forms are allowed to go back to their God-created shape and function. We ask that all other life forms, including all sea life, reconnecting their DNA to the Creator as all life forms reconnect. See them become healthier, again, including all unborn fetuses. We also see all other life forms being filled with an extra life energy to help protect them, whether they are on land or sea. I command that the angels go forth to anywhere there is a Tesla drill machine that is being used to alter humanity in any way, be cut from their masters, filled with the violet flame to clean it up, angel light energy to heal it. Now we command those machines to break down, misfunction, stop working, and to keep breaking down. I call to the higher self of anyone running the machines and ask that they become dyslexic around them. See all programs that have our genetic codes be scrambled and or go invisible as we put lots of magnets on all the hard drives connected to the machines. Let's call to the rats, mice, fleas, snakes, mice, mold, and dust to make nests in all the equipment. See all these machines breaking down now. We call to everyone's higher self and ask that their divine blueprint for perfect health is activated and put into motion. Let this integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way, with their cells, atoms, molecules going all the way down in the DNA. So let's fill this bubble of light up with light and love and take a deep breath and release it. So again, imagine another bubble of light forming in the center, and this time let's put in there all the people that we know that that need healing. Your family, your friends, relatives, strangers even, that have been brought to your attention. And as you're putting them in this bubble of light, let's imagine them sitting on tables of angel light or chairs of angel light. And we're going to surround them in a big bubble of angel light. And that angel light's going to absorb any discomfort that they're in. We're going to ask Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to anything that they're holding on that's creating this dis-ease, any thoughts, emotions, fears, worries, concerns, hurt. And we're going to call the violet flame through their bodies to help transmute this energy. And now imagine each and every their cells and atoms and molecules being reconnected to the Creator. And as it reconnects it to the Creator, that energy is raised. And they become very healthy, very vibrant, very, very happy, very joyful. And put yourself in this bubble of light and feel that healing energy just bubble around you. And feel it flow through your body, touching all your cells, your atoms, your molecules, going all the way down into your DNA, raising your energy, releasing any energy that's stuck. So take a deep breath and release that energy that doesn't serve you. Let it go. And I'll see that energy filling up with that high, healing, balanced energy. And we're going to ask that Michael cut all ties to any energy that you may have taken on that's not yours, any dark energy that's around you, and any people that's causing problems. They're directing it your way. See all that energy just dissolve and clear your path. So let's put in this bubble also people that you know that you don't get along with. And as you put them in this bubble, it's a big bubble, we can do it. You've got a big heart, and you want a healing. We're going to call to Michael the Archangel to cut the ties with whatever's creating any out of balance between you and these people. And as those veils are removed, just imagine both of you reconnecting to the Creator. And in your mind's eye, see yourself hugging each other and just releasing that dark energy that doesn't serve you anymore. And take a deep breath and let it go. Imagine that going right into the violet flame and transmuting. Now, you don't have to be their best friends. This is just forgiveness and letting go of that energy. And send them a little light. And see the healing. And now send energy to your family and your friends and the people you work with. And we're going to call to everyone's higher self and ask that there be everyone work in harmony together, which brings joy, and see a functional family coming together. And we're going to ask that everyone in this bubble of light, that the Creator gives them their divine missions and their divine purposes and how they're going to fulfill them. And as they're given this information, let this bring joy to everyone's hearts. Because it's always joy to work on your divine missions. So let's fill this up with light and love and take a deep breath and release it. So again, feel that divine energy flow down, and we're going to direct it into another bubble of light. And this time we're going to put in the reptilians who are raping our natural resources. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am. Through the magnetic power, sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call to the goddess of justice and all the members on the karmic board. I want to bring to your attention the souls that are stealing Earth's natural resources, murdered all the wildlife on the planet by the thousands, the souls that are trying to bring back nuclear, anyone who is in the Illuminati, Jesuits, Bilderberg Group, Council of Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, all secret societies, all dark politicians, high-ranking military decision makers, and any satanic magicians. I ask that these beings be allowed to reap what they have sown, and you allow them to have their karmic return now. For these offenses and crimes against earth and all life forms, I ask that their karmic be returned to them over 100 million fold. I ask that as they receive divine justice, that they are allowed to become conscious as to why they are receiving the karmic payback. Let them understand, O wise ones, that their karma will be overturned when they have done many acts of kindness. I ask the karmic board to take the abundance they have accumulated and redirected it to all the light workers on the planet so that the abundance may now be used for works of good. I command Kali and Shiva to go out and put these beings in positions of harmlessness and all their equipment they are misusing. I give the goddess of truth permission to bring everything up to the surface the reptilians, human hybrids do, so there is nowhere to hide. I ask that all reptilian human hybrids short out every time they try and take Earth's natural resources in any way. May all the reptilian human hybrids have lots of computer crashes, mold infections, and virus infections. We are also placing huge magnets placed on all their hard drives, creating crashes with all information lost. Imagine lots of tiny insects of all kinds, including termites infesting all their telecommunication equipment, as well as all their buildings become rat and mice infested that love to chew on all their wires, creating many shorts and fires. See sand, dust, and water getting into all their telecommunications equipment. We ask that all reptilian human hybrids now go dyslexic every time they go into their places of work, making lots of errors in everything they do, as well as much infighting, which creates much distrust from within. We now envision all their equipment they are using to rape the earth of their natural resources breaking down and no longer working continually from this day forth until infinity. Let's cut ties that the Anunnaki reptilians have for gold. We call to the Mother Earth to take back all energies of gold, as well as all other metals and natural resources that have been taken from her, including water. We now tap into the entire energy vortexes that were used to take all this material off the planet, commanding these vortexes to gently reverse themselves, pulling all this energy back to the earth. This includes all gold that was taken to other galaxies and misused water and all minerals. We see the Mother Earth pulling back all this gold energy that was used in any cloaking devices anywhere in the galaxy. We ask the Mother Earth to pull back all the gold energy that is in jewelry form on Earth or anywhere in the galaxies from those misusing it. As all her natural resources are returned to Mother Earth, she goes back into divine balance. As soon as the energy of all metals and natural resources are returned to the Earth, all the vortexes go back to their normal spin. Let all veils and cloaking devices be removed from all reptilians around you so they become visible and obvious to all. Let their machines used to extract Earth's natural resources be seen and dismantled. See these reptilian human hybrids reconnecting to the Creator, becoming conscious, awakened beings so unhappy with their jobs that they all quit, and their guardian angels guide them to constructive jobs that will help humanity. We call to the higher selves, whoever is directing dark magic at our planet and all life forms and taking our natural resources, asking them to stop. If they choose not to, which is their free will, I ask their higher self and guardian angels to put them in a position of harmlessness. I also put them in a bubble of mirror that faces them 2 inches from their nose to contain their works. I also add the violet flame to this bubble to transmute all dark energy they may be trying to put out, so they gain no forward movement from it. The bubble of mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until they do works of good. We imagine that all supercomputer information gathering stations are infected with red ants, snake spiders, killer bees, wasps, mice, rats, mold, dust bats, termites, beetles, magnets, and all their equipment and backup equipment. Spies hear nothing but white noise. If they have dark intent towards light workers, we ask that Ganesha put obstacles up so everything they do is difficult. A perpetual life of living Murphy's Law and Mercury in retrograde. May this energy stay up around them until they choose to do works of good. See all life forms living on Earth being protected from any and all black magic. We ask that all veils and overlays that are keeping humanity and all life forms from awakening and seeing truth be removed now. As this energy is removed, everyone reconnects to the Creator, becoming awakened spiritual beings with unlimited human potential. We see them speaking their voices in ways they will be safe and heard. We see the energy of all Earth's natural resources being returned to her, creating a stability in the Mother Earth. Let's place an invisible energy field around the Earth so no more natural resources can leave. Let this work be amplified 100,000-fold every time everyone listens to this prayer or reads it. All right, so again, let's take a deep breath. Fill this bubble of light up with light to amplify the work. Take a deep breath and let it go. So again, let's take another deep breath and imagine another bubble of light forming in the center. And this time we want to actually help the reptilians become awakened spiritual beings. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call to the Creator who has all the data, past, present, and future of the reptilian personal blueprint to activate the information. It allows for healing of all thoughts and memories that are blocking and holding the reptilians back at this time from moving forward into enlightenment. We call upon the Creator and ask for the permission to release all reptilian personality fragments, which have become our fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, spouses, relatives, friends, colleagues, customers, politicians, government officials, and all ancestors, animals, insects, higher selves, oversouls, avatars, masters, guides, and angels, all other life forms and consciousnesses in Earth and the other stars and planets and other galaxies, seen and unseen, known and unknown, who may have offended other personality fragments and consciousness, their family, relatives, and ancestors, seen and unseen, known and unknown, in thoughts, words, deeds, and actions from the beginning of the creation to the present and all future potentials. We ask the Creator for unconditional, full forgiveness and untangle all vibration and frequencies between humans and reptilians, asking for the permission to activate the knowingness in all personality fragments and consciousnesses. We ask for the permission and activate the cleansing of all personality fragments and consciousnesses. Purify, release, dissolve, cut, and erase all the unpleasant and negative memories, blocks, energies, information, vibrations, and frequencies, and transmute these unwanted reptilian energies and information back to the pure light. Now it is done. We now close all interdimensional portals that the reptilians enter our world from, including any portals being opened from any satanic Babylonian ritual. As we close and seal these portals, we make them invisible so they no longer can be used, as well as cutting ties and neutralizing all satanic symbols that open gates for demons to enter. We ask the Creator that if it is for the highest good of the earth and all light forms, that the Creator steps in, neutralizing the single white chromosome that is added to the reptilians' DNA that makes the reptilians more aggressive and warlike. We see it being replaced with a chromosome that makes them kinder and compassionate, compelling them to speak only truth. We ask the Creator to reactivate the hormone in the reptilian brain that allows them to become spiritual beings. This also lets the reptilians now be released from all addiction they have to the dense physical world and the sensations it offers. Let this release be done now. If it's for the highest good of the planet, we ask the Creator to raise the energies and frequency vibration fields that are affecting all inner space planes and are between dimensions that the reptilians exist in. We send the violet flame through these areas to transmute all lower vibrations, frequencies back to light, as well as clearing out all addiction energies being held in those spaces that are feeding the reptilians. Let us now cancel clear all dark work done on any vortexes or portals. As this is done, the earth begins to raise the vibration back to light, freeing the planet of the lower vibrational pull. We also cut all ties to vril energy.
We've lost Kathy. I am trying to get her back. I need to work in some music or something for times like this when these situations happen. I will say that Kathy was kind enough to send me an angel light pendant, and I have worn it almost continuously since I've gotten it, and it makes me feel better. I have had a lot less trouble with my hernia. It's almost nil. My aches and pains don't seem quite as intense, and the aches and pains, they've gotten a lot more easier to live with, and I have done the cleansing bath. There you are.
There. Oh, I love it. When they do that, stepping on toes.
I tried to fill in a little. I was talking about my angel light pendant.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I want to get all my sisters one for Christmas. So I'll be contacting you about that later. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Well, obviously, I'm pissing off the reptilians. So, okay. Well, let's get back to that energy work. All right. So we cut all ties to real energy between humans and reptilians that allows shape-shifting and interdimensional travel. Cancel clear all psycho drugs that are suppressing human intelligence, along with vaccines made all turn to water. We cut all ties and cancel clear all reptilian DNA energies activated by the vibrational frequencies created by the Illuminati, satanic, secret society rituals that activate demon possession by the reptilians, especially those that have reptilian bloodline. We are now cutting ties and remove all blueprint overlays that suppresses reptilian souls. As these overlays are removed, they are now open to spiritual existence. This also allows them to balance their male-female energies, which will also allow reptilians to create a third force of divine potential. We cancel clear all Illuminati secret society rituals that are activating the reptilian DNA in the reptilians, as well as human hybrids. Instead, we see these rituals being reversed and now empowering reptilians to reconnect to source. Love is changing their genetic coding, reconnecting them to the Creator, to becoming awakened spiritual beings that have unlimited potential. We ask the Creator to step in, and if it's for humanity's highest good, that all ties to the Anunnaki, Nordic, alien, reptilian races are now cut forever. As these ties are cut, we see a change in hybrids and reptilians, releasing them from the beehive mentality, allowing them to become an individual who has memories now of individual choices, family bonding, and freedom. Reptilians, you no longer have our permission to misuse humans, past, present, future, which includes stealing, killing, making slaves of our children, nor eating any other human life form, unjustly imprisoning us for crimes we did not commit, drinking human blood, eating human flesh, and feeding off of human energy. You don't have permission. Anyone who chooses not to go forward into the golden age and tries to stop this prayer from forward movement, I ask their higher self, spiritual teachers, and guardian angels to step in, put them in positions of harmlessness, replacing reptilian rule with a spiritually awakened human control of the planet. We ask the creators to give reptilians special grace and unlock the doors in their minds that are keeping them from connecting to the higher frequency of light. Release all that which are holding them back. I ask that all the creators to close down the reptilian part of the brain and open up the divine God brain, filling them up with whatever high vibration is needed to shift them so everyone gets to go into the golden age, leaving no one behind. Send these beings and entities whatever vibration, sound, color, and memories of being connected to the Creator they need so they gently evolve into the light. The Creator, their higher selves, and angels know exactly what each one needs and are sending it to them as we speak. As more reptilians awaken, see us propelling ourselves far into the divine golden age, way beyond the Creator's wildest dreams of a golden age planet where humans and reptilians live in peace and harmony. All right, so let's fill this up with light and love and take a deep breath and release it. All right, let's do one more quick bubble of light and put this bubble of light in the center. And in this bubble of light, I want to put all your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, all your missions, and I want to give them forward movement. I'm going to put your heart's desire in this bubble of light. I'm going to ask that it be given forward movement and it magnetizes to you. And when you get your heart's desire, you recognize it. And let's put all the angels, the master teachers, all the teachers on the earth plane, past, present, future, let them all recharge in this bubble of light. Everyone's divine missions and divine purposes. And let light fill up with so much light and so much energy. See the earth and all life forms quantum leaping the world into divine enlightenment now. So fill this up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. All right, once again, you got to ground. So put your feet flat on the floor, if they're not there already, and feel that earth energy come up. Come into your body, come up your legs. And as the earth energy comes up, feel yourself becoming heavier, grounded. Feel yourself pulling back in body. Very, very centered. And again, if you got that hematite stone, please go get it. You can hold it now and hold it until you're not lightheaded. Pot smoking doesn't count. This is all about energy work. And if you still have an excess of energy, go and hug a tree and put all that excess energy on the tree. Put your hands on the tree, send it in the tree. Ask the tree to ground you back, and you will be grounded. Mutually beneficial experience. So next week's going to be a fun program. We're going to talk about internet dating. Does it work? Does it not work? So there's a lot of pluses and minuses on that, isn't it? You know, is it real? A lot of people have met their matches through this dating service, and I have to say, a lot of them are really miserable too. So,
Excuse me for jumping on there, but yes, I did meet mine on the internet.
You're a pattern interrupt.
Well, we're working on.
I'm going to have a lady on next week who met her man on the internet too and is in a lovely relationship. I, on the other hand, will be able to speak on the other end of it.
You'll be the counterpoint, right?
Oh, you got it. It sucks.
Uh, we're working on 16 years. So,
Oh my
oh,
God.
it's already been 16 years. We're working on 17 years.
I can't even make it to 16 weeks.
We've kind of got to the point, Kathy. I really don't think anybody else could deal with either one of us.
Well, I can understand that. And I've been with people like that. Neither one of us, I mean, anybody else would, we can't even stand each other. So what are you going to do?
No, I just mean that we have gotten into such a routine. I told him in a few years we wouldn't even have to speak. We're almost at the point we can read each other's minds. But
Do, 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 do,
yeah,
do, do, do.
we are both very strong, dominating people. Well, not dominating, but very strong-minded people. So,
Well, yeah, someone's got to be the alphas.
well, two alphas, I guess we make it work. And I hate to say this, 5 more minutes.
Oh my God.
That's why I jumped on. If you've got something you want to talk about, feel free and I'll shut up.
No, I don't. I mean, whatever I've got, I mean, it just takes, it's not little short snippets. We don't have short snippets. I didn't ever
Uh, I
snip.
I will say my very first thought when I met Mike, I met him at the airport. I drove to the Louisville airport to pick him up. And the first thought I had was he didn't lie about his height.
Is he what, 5 foot?
He said he was 6 foot tall and he was 6 foot tall.
Okay, well, that was a plus. It's nice when they tell the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to catch him on the height.
That you can't disguise unless you're wearing some really good lifts.
Okay, so he passed the first test,
He passed the height requirement. Yeah.
and he didn't lie.
Nope. And I had told him I had recently dyed my hair and it was a reddish color. And he saw another lady in the airport with red hair, and his first thought was, "Oh my God, I'm going to get back on the plane if that's her."
See, isn't God really cool? It's like, bring her this one. And then when he sees us, he's going to go, whoa.
On a serious note, though, I am not psychic by any means. I do have pretty good intuition, but my whole life I always had like a sense of anticipation. I felt like there was something better waiting for me. And I never really got that upset about things I should get upset about. And when I met Mike, I have not had that feeling of anticipation since. He was what I was waiting for.
Oh, that is so romantic.
Well,
Well, what else can I say?
I'm sappy to a certain point, yeah. I keep it hidden, but I am definitely a romantic.
I'm a hopeless romantic, and we're saying this on air. This is amazing.
And what did you say? Mercury in retrograde?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't, you don't usually spill your guts out like this. Although I really appreciate this, and this is, helping me fill up time. Did we lose a lot of people? Or are they, really enjoying this crazy conversation?
No, no, we did not. I can see the line. I can't see the numbers from my desk, but I can look over toward Hawks and I can see the line, and the line is steady.
Whatever that means. Thank
It
you
means
all
we
for
haven't
not
lost
abandoning
anyone.
us. Huh?
That's okay. My sister and I did a impromptu show Sunday. We had nothing prepared to talk about, so we played music and gabbed is what we did.
Well, that explains. It's like all of a sudden you're like chatty Cathy. I'm going, wow, this is great.
I'm always chatty.
Oh, you've been shy.
Well, you
Hey,
usually,
when we did the sex show, you did not open up your mouth once.
and I told you why. I had ears about 3 feet away from me. Some things you have to keep private.
God, you're no fun. I think we let it really hang out there.
If you ever do it again, I will tell him to go to bed and go to sleep.
I've been trying to do a show and get some men together and do a show on sex from the men's point of view. I can't get the men, but it's not like, I can sit down and talk to them like I talk to the girls, right? If you're going to go to the guy, okay, well, what kind of sex did what turns you? No, I mean, I don't even know what kind of questions to ask, really.
I
I don't go through those feelings.
I will say this: it's always served me well throughout my life. You tell them what you want, and it's up to them to provide it.
Okay. Now
I've
you're
always no, I've always been very open about that. I say what I like, and that way they don't have to guess.
I think we're ending with a sex show.
Uh-oh. It and right on cue, it's 11:55, so you got time to say goodbyes. And thanks everyone for listening to me blah 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 on.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. I'm gonna, God, am I gonna talk? She's just taking over. Boy, you get really. On that note, everybody have a great week and aloha.
Good night, Kathy.